Sagittarius for March 2015 with me, Lada from astrolada.com, and this is your March prediction for anyone who have their ascendant, sun or moon in Sagittarius. What does March hold for you? Well, there are a few interesting things happening. Let's start with the more difficult one, and then we'll end up on a bang with the positive one. First of all, Saturn is turning retrograde in your sign, Sagittarius. And it will be moving backwards from March to about August. And particularly those Sagittarius that are born in November will feel it, or the early ascendant sun moon degrees will feel it from March, will feel it especially March, April, and May as well. Basically, the first 6-7 degrees, people with ascendant or moon in Sagittarius, or those Sagittarius that are born in November will feel it strongly starting from March. And it means that some extra responsibilities that you've taken up in the previous months. And this is for all Sagittarius as well, but particularly those early born Sagittarius that I mentioned, they have to listen carefully because they'll feel it strongest. So Saturn turning retrograde, it means that for a few months, you will have to put extra efforts, because Saturn is a planet of hard work. When it's retrograde, it becomes stronger. So you're required to apply yourself extra. So maybe you've taken on some responsibility in the past few months, which are, extra, because Saturn rules responsibilities and duties. And you're required now to put all your efforts in them when Saturn turns retrograde, to redo them over and over again, to do them better and better. And sometimes when Saturn is retrograde, it just feels like a never-ending period of testing, and you feel that you're at the end of your rope, so to speak. You're giving it all, and you're not seeing the results, and it's getting slower and slower. But Saturn's energy is just so intense when it's retrograde. But the good news is that by the time Saturn turns direct, so basically around next autumn, September, October, November onwards, you will, till November 2015, you'll see the results of your hard efforts and of the extra responsibilities that you've taken on. Even if you felt you cannot cope with them, especially now from March to August, you will realize once Saturn turns retrograde that it's been well worth the effort. If you haven't been able to maintain those responsibilities, it's just those things are taken away from your life because basically they're not meant for you. You don't have the dedication there and they're not for you. But usually Saturn will not let you off the hook so easily. It will ask you it will demand from you to fulfill those responsibilities. So get ready for a bit more hard work and get ready for more patience. Arm yourself with patience, with practicality, responsibility, slow approach. Saturn does not approve of anything happening fast. It has to be like masterfully done, with caution, step by step, with a lot of effort. And you might feel like you've never had to put so much effort before, like now. And these responsibilities might be in very different areas. If it's your sun that is in Sagittarius, in those 0 to 5, 6 degrees, 6, 7 degrees. It might be responsibilities to do with your family, responsibility, extra efforts or testing in regards to your emotional relationships, in regards to your emotional well-being, in regards to your psychological well-being, in regards to relationship, moon rules, human relationships, in regards to some female figures in your life, testing, and you have to persevere if you want to save those, to work very hard if you want to save those. If they disappear from your life, then they're just not the ones for you. Something to do with work, with family, with property, with family responsibilities, with women as well. Maybe some complicated situation can happen with the mother that you have to persevere, work extra hard on. If it's your son that is on those degrees, usually it's to do with your goals and career and plans in life, with your projects in life, with authority figures, with male figures that you're being extra tested, and that the universe is demanding or trying to teach you perseverance, trying to teach you hardiness in dealing with such testing situations. In regards to your goals, the sun, if it's the ascendant, it's overall in your path in life, you're starting a new path in your life. and now you're required to work extra hard from March. Whatever new responsibilities you took in the past few months, whether it's your ascendant, sun, or moon, and whatever, these become even more demanding now, or if some testing circumstances started, they can repeat now, so you can reconfirm the lesson, and after that you can come out of this period at the end of the year, around, after the summer, you can come up finally somehow with much more strength, patience, practicality, level-headedness, and mature attitude to dealing with these matters. But that's for all Sagittarius might feel a bit of a tightening up of more work, of more responsibilities, more duties from March for a few months onwards. Okay, so enough with the bad news, but that's good. Saturn has always, it's testing, but it always, without Saturn we cannot be successful, because we would never learn patience, we would never work hard work. Saturn rules all those things, perseverance in despite difficult circumstances, and life on earth is difficult, and Saturn's periods teach us how to cope, and the coping mechanisms to develop to that, and strengthen us. They make us a hard cookie, the Saturn periods. Anyway, let's see the good news. Well, at the same time, March can be a very inspirational month. And this was a much longer prediction. It wasn't only for March what I talked about Saturn. But what I talk now specifically about March is that you have a trigger in your 5th house, Sagittarius. It's positively triggered in a positive way by manifesting planets that make things happen in easy and happening way, And the 5th house is, first of all, creative house. So some of you might start some new creative project. Some of you might complete a creative project which comes through well. Some of you, anyone who has their own business, who is required to think out of the box, who is required to use genuine ideas, to use creative thinking, even if their company is administrative, doesn't matter. If it's your own company, if it's your own business, if you're self-employed, 5th house is the house of creative thinking, of personal ideas, of ingenuity, of your own cleverness, of your own intelligence. The 5th house is the creative intelligence of a person. So you can manifest through this 5th house right now. You can get some bright new ideas about your business, new inspirations. 5th house is a very inspiring house. It can bring you new ideas, new creative and inspirational, bright ideas. Write them down. You can start manifesting them and making them happen. And especially if you're in more artistic endeavors, like if you perform in some way, you can have success in a performance, or something can happen in your creative art. If you're a writer, if you're a painter, you might have some exhibition or something of this sort happening that manifests your creativity. 5th house is children. So getting pregnant, for those of you, especially if your ascendant is in Sagittarius or moon, because the moon is the more feminine planet, it's more possible, or the sun to a lesser degree, you can get pregnant now, or you can, just because it's creative house, it's getting triggered. Or if you have children already, 5th house rules your children, so manifesting, so something can be manifesting positive into the life of your child. It can be a source of some positive good emotions, positive good developments in their life, something happening for them. 5th house is romance, yay! That's what everyone's interested in, most people. So manifesting period in regards to romance, and this is not like in regards to getting married. 5th house is falling in love. 5th house is the initial stages, the one that make you feel butterflies. So it can be more manifesting in that regard, and it's as if you become more charismatic when your 5th house is triggered in a positive way. 5th house is our ability to perform, to be center stage. Our confidence comes to the surface when it's triggered. You become more playful, more flirty, more confident, and that's how you attract attention from the opposite sex. So it's good time for romance. It's good time for flirting. It's good time to go on a few dates. It's just a time, maybe if you've been on a dating site for a while, now you can finally get to go with someone on a date, So it can be manifesting in these kind of areas when the 5th house is triggered. And let's see. Also, Jupiter will particularly help those of you. So inspirational, more fun time, Fifth house rules hobbies and leisurely activities, anything which we find fun. So some of you might be might develop some new passion for a new hobby, might develop might have this month much more time to spend on the things they really love, that charge them up, that excite them, that make them feel happy, on those leisurely, whatever it's pronounced, activities. So it's kind of fun, I do like the fifth house when it's triggered. There are some stresses, there are some stressful aspects in the sky. There is a bit of an astrological storm, but it's kind of being presided over by the great benefic Jupiter, and Jupiter is your planet. So somehow everything, even when problems are presented, they get resolved. Even if there's some big crisis that happens, Jupiter makes sure that you quickly come out of it and you kind of resolve those issues. Around the first week of March, Jupiter, your planet that you're ruled by, receives a beautiful helping aspect from Uranus, the planet of sudden unexpected developments, and these will come in a positive way. So maybe some surprise you can receive the first week. Maybe some extra energy, because Uranus is this energetic planet. So Uranus can put an extra zing and excitement into your life now. And this aspect is being held for, I would say, the whole March. It's in effect, because it's a very rare and slow aspect. So you kind of, you can have positive manifestations in regards to, positive surprises that come to your life, and new, fresh experiences, because Uranus is this new, fresh, exciting thing. You're more adventurous, you have more fun, you open yourself more to exciting things, you're a bit more of a daredevil. Something positive can happen to you about 9th house matters as well, because Jupiter, is in your 9th house, and it receives this beautiful aspect from Uranus, which means that something positive in regards to foreign travel, with foreigners, with higher education, with traveling overall, with inspiration. 9th house is inspiration, finding a mentor figure, someone giving you advice that makes you an aha moment, seeing the path in front of you more clearly, being excited about the path in front of you. Finding meaning in life is the 9th house. Finding meaning which brings you optimism. This is 9th house, So it's kind of inspirational type of month. If stress is happening more seriously, this is only probably for the more early born Sagittarius, the ones that are having the Saturn transit, because Saturn will overwhelm the other influences. You still have a little bit of the other influences, more fun and inspiration, but Saturn it's such a powerful transit that it overwhelms, the rest. But the December-born Sagittarius and the later degree Sagittarius, after 6-7 degrees, they kind of are basking more into the more enjoyable influences of inspiration, of having more faith, more creativity, more fun this month. And rightly they should, and more dating, probably more romance. So this is what I see for you, and especially those Sagittarius which are born with ascendant and moon from 11 till 16 degrees in Sagittarius, which means they are born their sun is from 11 till 16 degrees as well, which means it's basically those born from around the 4th to around the 9th of December, they're having Jupiter transit. From the 4th to around to around the 9th of December, 4th till the 9th? Yes, from around the 4th till the 9th, plus minus a day, or even 2, they're having this expansive Jupiter influence. Ascendant, sun or moon, 11 till 16 degrees Sagittarius. They can grow, doors can be open for them, things are happening with ease, they feel more confident, more inspired, luck is on their side, things that just is the time now to make things happen in their life. But the early born Sagittarius that I mentioned, the November ones and the ones with ascendant or moon till the first 6 degrees, they're having it a bit more tough. They are being tested by Saturn, and I spoke about the lessons of Saturn and what they demand. Perseverance, constricting rather than expansion. They're not growing, they're consolidating, they're building strength within rather than trying to expand and take over the world. But the Jupiter transit Sagittarius, they can expand and grow now. So thank you very much, Sagittarius, and I'll see you next month.